Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I think everyone you are very good and healthy at your home. So children, we have completed in our EVS our first lesson, that is our country. Now let us enter into our second lesson, that is food and health. Let us see what are the contents. Here children, you are seeing fresh food in the first picture, and in the second picture you are seeing spoiled food. Before that, why do we need food? You know that everyone need food to live and to grow and to be healthy, and this food also helps our body to fight with diseases. Okay, now let us mm, see what happens if we take the same spoiled food. Before that, you see, here some children are vomiting, and another boy is holding his stomach with his hands. This reflects that he is suffering from stomach ache. Why he is suffering from stomach ache? If you see in your course book, page number 14, there you have given a um, heading in a newspaper, that is a cupcake treat lands 341 students in hospital. What they have given here, cupcake treat means after eating a cup of cake, there 341 students had to admit in a hospital. Why? What happened? What is the reason why after eating this cupcake they have to join in a hospital? Let us see. After consuming this cup of cake, within minutes of consuming the cake, the students started vomiting, and they complained of nausea, dizziness, and were rushed to the nearby hospitals. So this happened because the cake they have eaten is spoiled. Because of this, what happened for them? Food poisoning has happened. Now let us see what is food poisoning in detail. If that is the case, how can food become a health hazard and makes us sick? The microorganisms and mold grow on the food items and make them poisonous sometimes. If we eat this type of food, we fall sick. This condition is called as food poisoning. These food items are no longer fresh. They give very unpleasant smell or taste. This can be because of a strong storing the food items too long under unfavorable conditions. They might have become stale or spoiled. The undesirable changes occurring in food, making it unfit and harmful for human consumption. That is known as food spoilage. Now let us see how we should store the food and how we have to take care of the food. Now you can see here pictures of a raw red chilli and a dried red chilli. Which of the following chilies among these stay for a longer period without getting spoiled? Then you can say that the dry chili can be stayed for a longer period. Then here you have given a raw fish and a dried or salted fish. If you see in these two, then the salted fish or dried fish can stay longer. Next, the process of preservation of food It is a process of treating food to slow down food spoilage. It makes food materials last longer. It increases the shelf life and reduces wastage of food. Surplus food can be stored and used in times of shortage. Food items can be transported to long distances by preserving these food items. These are the some of the food items you are seeing in these pictures. Those are preserved. We can preserve in this manner our food. Now let us see some of the preservative techniques. Some of the food preservation techniques are drying here. What is drying? Drying under the sun or by heating removes most of the moisture that is present in the food and make it last longer. For example, you can see dried chilies, peppers and raisins. These can be stored and preserved by drying. Next method is salting. Salting is an age-old process of adding excess salt to food. It draws out moisture from the food and prevents the growth of microorganisms. For example, you can see here salted fish. Next, go for pasteurization. Pasteurization means heating food to a certain temperature for some time followed by rapid cooling. Milk can be preserved in this way for a longer period than by boiling. So milk is the better example of pasteurization. Next we go for refrigeration technique. Cooling lowers the temperature of food to inhibit the growth of microorganisms and molds. For example, we can store vegetables, fruits, chocolates, cooked items can be preserved in this process, and this does not hold good for very longer durations. Now let us see another technique, that is freezing. Freezing means storing food at very low temperatures for longer periods. For example, seafood and meat can be preserved by this freezing technique. Now let us see the last method, that is canning. What is canning? Canning is a process of preserving food in sterilized, airtight, sealed containers. All types of food can be preserved in this way. These are some of the preservation techniques we have seen. Now, children, let us continue our discussion. And next session, we are going to learn about food wastage and also how farmers are growing this paddy and their stages, their methods, and lastly about organic system and integrated farming system, and about food adult trends. We are going to learn in our next session. Up to that, Allah Hafiz.